What's going on, everybody? It's Faye Dating Coach Elliot Scott, and as you can see by the title below, this is going to be an important video. I think it's going to help a lot of people. I have had a lot of clients lately not start off on the right foot, and I do believe that how things unfold kind of dictate the path you're going to take. So prevention is key. If you're talking to a guy and you've only been talking for a month or two, you're going to really want to watch this video. And as you can see by the title below, we're going to talk about the early checklist, things that need to be going off in your head, things that you need to be doing or saying or preventing to have a happy, healthy, courtship, situationship that progresses towards potentially, hopefully, a relationship, okay? Now, I say a lot of this stuff in a lot of my videos, but I kind of wanted to compact most of it into one, just for easy reference. And if you want more details on all this stuff, ladies, I have 9 guides, okay, down below for the price of one. Just go down there, look at it, and you'll be happy ever after, right? So, jumping right into this, ladies, the first thing I want to talk about is framing the situationship. Here's the problem a lot of women have. Now, if you do this, I still want you to listen because I feel like there's something that you might be missing. But a lot of women, when they start talking to a guy, and I mean like when you're matching, before you even meet the guy, you have to go back and forth a little bit, whether it's texting or it's on the app, whatever it is. Go back and forth a little bit and then eventually ask a guy, so what are you looking for? Or so what brings you on to the dating app? You can say a little more casual like that, whatever. And the only correct answer is, I'm looking for something serious. I want to settle down. I'm looking for a relationship, something along the lines of that. You have to do this, ladies. If you do not do this, you are not framing the situation, right? Now it's casual, it's whatever. Because if it's progressing and things are going well and you're hanging out, hooking up and stuff like that, and then you're like, oh, well, we never talked about this. You might get nipped in the butt with him, replying with, oh, well, I was just kind of going with the flow, or I was just having fun, or I like what this is. I never really thought about it. And you're kind of screwed now because you're on the back foot, right? Like you're kind of pushed back. You have to make up ground because you're doing all this stuff with the guy, but you guys aren't putting it into, you're not referencing, it's not framed as something. So you have to make up this kind of like this power gap to let him know, oh, well, it's for this. And then again, he can counter it with, well, I didn't really think of it like again, you don't want to get into that situation is what I'm trying to say. So you want to frame the situationship by asking a guy early on, what are you looking for? What brings you on the dating app? Something like that. Answers that are no. Plain no, I already know this guy is emotionally unavailable, is, sometimes guys will give you straight up answers like, oh, I'm just here for fun, or I'm just, just looking to date and see what's out there. Like, not great answers, but at least he's honest. But when you have guys who are saying, I just want to go with the flow, I'm on here, see what happens, potentially a relationship, or he says, just having fun, but I eventually want to settle down, something like that. No, none of this eventually stuff. None of this, let's see what happens. Ladies, you have to understand, this is the most important thing I'm going to say in all my videos right here, so listen up. Dating is transactional. Dating is a game of risk. If a woman's value is upheld in the dating market by who she decides to put her time into or allows who she's given, her time, and who she's intimate with. You have to put those two things behind a barrier. And the barrier consists of a man who is consistent, right? Wanting the same thing and wanting the same things as you. He wants a relationship and he's consistent in terms of investing his resources in you over time. If a guy does not get that, if a guy does not give you that, you should not be giving him your time, especially when he says, see what happens, just go with the flow, or I'm just kind of having fun, but eventually I want to settle down, and then you hope you're that girl. Absolutely not. You are framing this as something casual. Trust me, that is casual framing, okay? So do not do that. Rule number 1, frame it as a situationship. Ask the guy what he's looking for. The only correct answer is something along the lines of, I want a relationship, I'm looking for a relationship, I'm ready to settle down, yada, 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 okay? And if you need more clarity on that, ask for clarity. Don't be afraid to ask for clarity. Ladies are always like, I'm afraid if I say this stuff, it's going to push him away. Okay, it's not pushing him away, it's filtering. You're filtering these guys. A guy who likes you, thinks you're hot, and is matching on you because he's looking for a relationship and he sees that he's attracted to you and you might be that girl, he's not going to pull away for that, right? If a guy pulls away after that, then I don't know, it's probably your profile picture. It's something. It's not, trust me, it's not because you said this one thing. The next thing is you have to have correct pacing. So the first thing I want to say with this is, please, for the love of God, please, baby Jesus, watch out for love bombing. Ladies, guys are always good. You're going to see me say it over here a little bit, but guys are always good at telling you what you want to hear. Even better, guys are really good at matching their words, okay? Matching their words and actions short term. Very easy. Several reasons why this is. One, a guy knows what you're looking for. The average woman, maybe not, again, not every woman. I'm not trying to put you all in the same basket or same whatever, but a group. But 90-something% of women are on a dating app to look for a relationship, something serious, not to just get thrown around like a rag doll. You know, sorry, my graphic imagery there, but you know what I'm saying. She's on there to get a relationship. Guys know this. Guys have to court you. Guys have to show you, hey, I'm the real deal. Pick me, right? Women are choosers. Men are offerers. They have to have this narrative. They have to put this narrative in your head that they're the ideal guy. So they're going to love bomb you, especially if you've been screwed over by guys in the past. And then this guy love bombs you, says all these nice, sweet things. He's consistent. He's this, he's that. He's all these, again, amazing traits that you're looking for. He's texting you daily, good morning. He's the one planning the dates. He's seeing you. He says he wants a relationship. He's not talking to anybody else. You're only 3 weeks in, but you're future planning a trip together. All that. Stop falling for that. Stop. The guy's emotionally unavailable. I can already tell. If a guy's doing that bullshit, he's emotionally unavailable. But what I'm saying is, you have to control the pace. If you don't, a man's going to speed it up. And the reason a man always speeds it up, like women always wonder why a guy love bombs. Number one, I think it's due to insecurity. Like it's like neediness on the opposite end, right? Like it's a guy trying to win you over. It's usually insecure, emotionally unavailable man. But the other reason is women. Like I just said, dating is transactional, risk avoidant. If the longer a man stays in the courting process, the more at risk he is in terms of like losing this whole battle, this situationship. Why? Because I'm investing in you over and over again, time, energy, effort, money, whatever it is, okay? And I'm not getting those sugar walls. I'm not getting that sugar wall. So guys want to speed it up until they have sex with you. And again, if he's a good guy, doesn't really matter. Okay, this is just a stepping stone. We hooked up. I still want to court you and we move towards a relationship. But you don't know if it's that guy or not, which is why you have to control the pace. But a guy's going to try to speed it up. You got to slow it down and make the guy work for it. Now, what does that look like? Consistency. I'm a big believer, which I'll talk about over there. Texting daily is okay. I'm not saying all day, every day, I'm not saying all day. But daily texting is okay. Even if you don't get that, let's say you get 5 times a week, I think that's okay. And when it comes to dates, I think you should go on at least 1 date a week. As the weeks go on, you could pick it up to maybe, so the second week's another 1 date. Then the third week comes around, you can go on 2 dates. You can go on a lunch and then see her on the weekend or see him on the weekend or whatever. Then date 4 comes around. Okay, you can, or week 4 comes around. Okay, you can see each other once again. Week 5 comes around. Now you've seen each other a total of 5 or 6 times. You want to fuck? Go ahead. You get what I'm saying. I never think it should go more than 3 times, seeing him 3 times a week, but you can toggle on and off 1 time a week versus 2 times a week, okay? But just not so much consistently. Like you don't want to go, 2 dates on this week and then 2 dates on the next week, 2 dates on, and then 3 dates. And she's like, okay, stop, chill. Like you want to control the pace. You want the guy to yearn. You're still getting courted. You got to understand that. And then, like I said down here, I believe if you have to have a number, this is not my answer on when to have sex with the guy, but women like numbers. So sex, earliest fifth date, and you're going to see why over here, okay? So the next thing you do, ladies, is you have to do your detective work. What does that mean? You need to figure out two things, ladies. So you've been talking to a guy for however many weeks now. This whole time you should be looking for red flags. You should also be figuring out his dating history and patterns. I always tell my clients, when you're talking to an emotionally unavailable man, you're not the first girl he screwed over, and you're not the last girl he screwed over. Okay? There's a pattern with it. So when he's talking to you, it might be your turn. You need to figure out the following, ladies. When was his last relationship? How long ago was it? If it was not even a year ago, if he is recently single and it has not even been a year yet, you're probably talking to an emotionally unavailable man who just wants to have fun. I'm not saying that's always the case. It's just the pattern I see. You need to learn, has he ever had a long-term serious relationship? How did that breakup affect him? Because there's guys who are great all until one serious breakup where a girl cheated on him and fucked his best friend, and now he's emotionally unavailable. Women will come to me and be like, oh, he's had serious relationships. He's had serious relationships. He can't be emotionally unavailable. I'm like, when was his last relationship? 2 years ago. Well, what happened? Oh, he caught her in bed with his best friend. Stop. Guy's emotionally unavailable, okay? So again, questions or things you need to figure out: when was his last relationship? Was he cheated on, or did he cheat? How long he's been single? Has he ever had a serious relationship? Why does he break up with these people? Why do they break up? And just, again, patterns. And then the next thing you have to see is red flags. So that goes back to, I guess I can go down to this one. Number 4, red flags would be things like consistency. It's not a red flag, but number 4 is consistency over time is everything. You want a guy to be consistent with you over time, investing his resource, time, energy, effort, money, stuff like that. But a red flag would be him not doing those things, okay? Him being sporadic, him pulling away, him acting different, certain things bothering him that shouldn't bother him. So clients would come to me all the time, and they'll be like, they'll think they're the problem. And I'll be like, why? And she'll give me a reason, and something like, I don't know, I asked to see him, and he called me needy. And I'm like, what? And she's like, yeah, I never done that before with him. That's the first time I asked to see him. I'm like, well, then you have to look at it from, again, there's perspectives. If that's the case and you never asked to see a guy before, which, by the way, ladies, there's nothing wrong with asking to see a guy as long as he's doing it more than you are. But he calls it needy, or he has this weird perspective on it. That's a huge red flag. That's an emotionally unavailable man. But just look for red flags in general. And again, if you want this stuff, ladies, I literally have a guide called Filtering Men that lists the red flags and the degree of, the intensity of red flag it is. Is it like a deal breaker, or is it something that's like, just keep it in mind? I have those guides down below. But again, sorry for being all over the place. You want a guy to be consistently investing his resources in you over time. And while he's doing that, of course, this gives you a better opportunity to figure out his dating history and red flags. The reason consistency is so important, ladies, is you have to understand that a guy has to court you. And like I said earlier, this is not the most popular saying or thing or mindset, but dating is transactional. If he's not investing, consistently over time, he's cutting corners. He's getting you at a fucking bargain. I hate to say that, ladies. He's getting you at that discount, that percentage. You're 50% off. You don't want to be 50% off. You don't want to be in that bargain bin. Damn. I'm going to put bargain bin. So you don't want to be in that bargain bin, ladies. Trust me. Now, that doesn't mean just because a guy isn't going head over heels crazy, you need to punish him. And that doesn't mean you need to be treated like a princess. F that shit too. No offense. I'm going to lose subscribers saying this. You ain't that special, right? I used to say that in the past. People didn't like it. I'm saying it here. You're not that special, okay? No woman should be, again, click off now if you're not going to like this. But women will come to me thinking they should be treated like goddesses. And I'm like, who in the fuck are you? You have flaws too. Stop acting like you don't have flaws. Stop acting like you don't have problems. Everyone has problems. Listen, and I'm not dogging on you. This guy, you could probably get better than this guy. But what I'm getting at is, I just want two happy, healthy, loving people, to to just naturally go on their course of a relationship. A guy courting her reasonably, and a woman wanting to be courted reasonably. Okay, that's all I'm saying. But women want these guys to jump through all these hoops and do all these things, and before she sleeps with him. And I'm not saying you gotta sleep with the guy, but before she asks to see him, or before she initiates it, before she does this, before she does that. And again, this is why I say a certain person isn't that special, because it's like, why would he do that? He's supposed to be a high value man, right? Meaning you should only be going after high value men that you see worthy of your time and sugar walls. He's a high value man. If that's the case, and dating is risk avoidance, and he's doing all this stuff, he's doing all these great things, but he's not getting rewarded for it. Again, I hate to say it like this, but you got to treat a guy like a dog. And you're not petting him and saying, good boy, he's going to leave. He's going to leave. And I know this isn't popular. I don't care. But this is what Mother Nature says. It's the truth. But again, full circle. Don't over ask for too much and be unreasonable, but don't cut your value short and be in the bargain bin, okay, ladies? Just be fucking normal. Normal means you should want a guy to be consistent. You should want a guy to be planning the date. You should be wanting a guy to be in the masculine. You should be wanting a guy to be upfront and transparent with you. You should be stuff like that. Clarity, closure. That should be normal. And then him investing his resources, time, energy, effort, money, yada, yada, yada. And I'm just going on a rant now. That's what it looks like. And then, of course, lastly, I'm a big believer in 8 weeks, meaning at the 8-week mark, I don't care who asks who. If it's 8 weeks, you guys need to have the talk on what this is. Guys know at this time, what category you're in. He knows. You guys have to have the discussion. And by the way, I'm a big believer that this says EU. Emotionally unavailable men usually show their colors or their true intentions at around 4 to 5 weeks. This is one of the reasons why I say don't sleep with the guy too early. This is one of the reasons why I say control the pace. And, you got to label what this is, because guys are really good at putting on, again, the love bombing, like this facade for the first for the first month. But then it's like, okay, well, I'm tired of this. And then he starts taking you for granted or just pulling some bullshit, right? So if a guy starts to change at 4 to 5 weeks, don't feel like it's your fault. It's not. It's probably him showing his true colors, realizing that all the context, meaning the things you guys have done and said over the month, that kind of layers and creates this intensity. You're not just some random anymore. You guys have a lot of substance and depth and rapport between you now. The guy might get in his head and freak the F out, right? So that takes time. Again, that's created through context. But with that being said, ladies, I know I went on some rants. Sorry there. But as I said, this is what I truly believe women need, the 5 things women need to do in the beginning. And when I say beginning, I mean like first month, man, of sooner the better. Just don't cram it all in 1 week, because he's going to think you're nuts. But figure these things out. Check these things off the list, and I think you're going to have a better understanding of who you're talking to, what he wants, and saving yourself some bullshit and time along the way. And if you want more detail on all this stuff, links down below to my guides, 9 guides for the price of 1, ladies. I love you all. Take care and peace.